Here we go. That's the jam. Welcome, everybody. Are you ready? Y'all ain't ready for this. Hey. If you guys are coming in, just say hello. What's up? Let me know you're there as we get our groove on. What's up, everybody? I'm excited. I'm so excited. So again, that's the theme song for Game On Live. That's our track. It's doper than dope. Welcome to this live stream. I've got my girl, one of my clients, Linda Hales, here with me. And today we're going to be talking about something that I think is super powerful. What I want to share with you is something that I believe is the most overlooked cash flow strategy ever. Most people don't typically do it, and they don't even think to do it. And so we're going to talk about that today. I want to kind of lay some groundwork for this as we step into it. The theme for this week is rapid revenue creation, rapid cash flow creation. And we started with Olympia Hollister this week, or Hollister. Why did I call her that? Olympia Holster earlier this week, and she broke down the 4 critical steps to building wealth quickly. And she gave us so much practical wisdom to becoming a wealthy woman quickly. And yesterday, I shared my 5-step rapid selling system. Rapid is an acronym for getting high-paying clients or premium clients fast. So if you missed any of those days, go back through that, especially rapid. It's the first step that my clients go through after they come into my program. And it's why we create such mind-blowing results right out the gate. So today, I'm going to be walking you through, along with Linda, the practical hows to getting more paid in full high-end sales. I'm talking $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 paid in full sales. Linda, which I've affectionately dubbed her the paid in full queen, has gone from being someone who has been getting, everybody on a payment plan to every client that she's had since coming into the program has paid her in full. So I'm excited to share her story with you. I'm excited how all of that's going to go. And here's what I know. I know a lot of people think it's not possible. You don't believe that you can shift and level up and get results fast. You think it's going to take time. It's going to take 3 years until I get to the point where I can be able to do that. And you actually can. Anybody can do this, right? If they apply themselves and they follow the right steps. Right, Linda?
Right.
So the most often overlooked revenue creation strategy is paid in full sales. That's the quickest way to get cash flow into your business. Why? Because cash frees you up to make better decisions in your business, and most people don't have it. It allows you to hire better. It allows you to ease your mind, and you're not so desperate on sales calls. It also allows you to hire better as far as a team. Some people don't have people that can do their technology for them. And if you have cash, cash is king. So there's lots of strategies people do to try to get multiple sales in, but they don't think cash creation. So we're going to talk about this. But before we jump in, I want to give you guys 3 things, right? 3 reasons why I believe most people don't get it. And then I'm going to have Linda kind of jump in and tell her story. Actually, before we do that, Linda, why don't you tell the people who you are? Tell them who you are. Tell them what you do in the world. Tell them how you're slaying right now.
Oh my God. Hey, everyone. I'm Linda, and I am a high performance coach. I help my clients make success predictable. And what that means is that when you're tired of setting the goals and writing the affirmations and meditating and doing the goal posters, all those things work. But when you want to get the results finally, there is a process to achieving goals. And I'm a beast at that, just like Shamika is a beast at sales. So that's
absolutely. You know what I love about you, though? You're a beast at that, but you are the way that you crack your whip and then you just envelop it in this humor that you are, because you're a firecracker. You just make me laugh all the time because you're this is what we're going to do. Let's go.
Yeah.
You got this. And I love that about you. So if you guys aren't connected to Linda, make sure you do that right now, because she's a beast and she's always dropping nuggets and wisdom. And I love that about her. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys these 3 things. Grab a pen, because I think it's important. And then we're going to back that up with Linda's story about how she got from where she was to where she is today. So there's 3 things that I believe stop people from actually using this cash flow strategy of paid in full sales. And I want everybody to just take a deep breath, because it's simple and you can do this. And while I'm not going to talk about positioning of your offer and how to make the sales, we're going to do that at Game On Live. I really want you guys to just be expanding into this space of people will pay me $10,000 paid in full. People can and will pay me $12,000 paid in full, $5,000, $30,000, whatever it is. You got to expand into that space of possibility. The number one reason why people don't do it is because fear. They fear that if they say, hey, it's $10,000, and they don't say anything about a payment plan right away, they're going to lose money, lose the sales. And so what happens is, because of that fear, you start undercharging straight out the gate, or you go straight to a payment plan. How many of you guys are guilty of that? You're like, it's $10,000, but you can pay me $1,000, $997 over the next year for a 3-month program. Right? So fear, this understanding that there's different types of buyers, right? And understanding that there is a buyer who's not looking for your $997 thing or your $97 thing. So they'll never end up in the front end of your funnel, but they will also always go pay someone else. So whenever you've had someone who comes to you and you tell them it's $500 to work with me, but then they go pay somebody else $10,000 and they wouldn't pay you the $5,000, it's because they didn't believe that your program would solve their problem. But then they go over here and somebody says, let me solve the whole problem. And it's a $15,000 investment, and they do it, is because they felt supported. They felt that's what they were looking for. So you have to understand that there's 2 types of buyers, and make sure that your offer and your messaging meets those people where they are. And then the third thing is focus. You absolutely get what you focus on, right? You get what you focus on, right, Linda? If you want paid in full sales, then you have to focus on that. If you want paid in full high-end sales, you're never going to get that if you never give people the opportunity to actually pay you in full. So people always ask, how come your clients are able to do this whole paid in full thing? It's because we now open up their mind and go, boom, people will pay you this amount paid in full. And now they start asking for it. They incentivize people for paying them in full. It gets them off the cash flow roller coaster. It gets cash into their bank account, and then they can move with some breathing room.
Yes.
Right? So you get what you focus on. If you're focused on payment plans, Dorothy Inez talking about I'm looking fly. You just got me all off track. If you're focused on payment plans, you're going to get payment plans. If you're focused on clients who pay you in full, guess what? The paid in full clients will show up. So Linda, let's talk about you, because this is one of the first things you said to me, right? I know you had to learn some of these truths yourself. And so one of the first conversations we had was about you having your first client who paid you in full. And you were like, oh my gosh. I would just automatically say it's this much to work with me per month. And I never even gave people the opportunity. So let's kind of talk about your journey and where you were when you stepped into this community and how you began to like refocus and shift yourself when it came to some of the things I just talked about.
Yeah. I'll say this, like most of the people who follow Shamika, I've been watching Shamika's live streams for about 2 years. On and off. And it's important. I'm a psych major, so I'm always looking at the behavior, the thought process behind the behavior. And sometimes we don't like to hear it, but Shamika never rubbed me the wrong way. I just resisted what Shamika was teaching because it wasn't my truth. I've never experienced that. And it wasn't just Shamika, anybody else that's out here talking about high ticket sales or whatever. I'm like, whatever. Get out of my face with that, man. And that was my subconscious. So I unsubscribed from many email lists because they're talking high level. And I'm like, that's BS. And no, it's my BS. But when something has to happen, I can't tell you what it is for you, but there comes a point where your walls are down, your resistance is low because what you're doing is not working. And then you start to wonder, damn, is that really true? Can it happen for me? Yeah. Man, I know I'm awesome at what I do. I went to school for this, like my life experience, like people's lives are transformed when they work with me. Why can't I make that kind of money? Why am I struggling? I'm too awesome to be doing this. And when you're saying this, I think that's the point where nobody knows, because you're not going live saying, hey guys, I'm really struggling with my pricing here. You know that though. So Shamika was running that 3-day level up challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, I've done a lot of challenges, like a lot of you that are watching right now. I ain't never got no results. Listen, I ain't never got no results. And I was at new student orientation with my daughter in college. And I was like, oh my God, I got to log in tonight and do the homework, because if I don't post, I'm going to get kicked out of the group.
You know you will.
And so because I am smarter than the average bear, and right, I'm a coach, I'm in this industry, I saw that Shamika was setting a precedence in place for the kind of client that she wants. Even her challenge was setting a standard in place. Like, I need to know that you do what you say that you do. This is free. I mean, if you don't do it for free, how are you going to do it later? And I saw that. And so she called out a standard. She called the excellence out in the people that performed with excellence, because there were plenty of people in the group that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, what else? Did I go off, or am I talking too much?
No. So, okay. So you did the challenge. That was your first engagement in the community.
Yeah.
And then you decided to jump into sales school, and then you were able to create your first paid in full client. I remember getting that message. I don't know if I screenshotted it and shared it, but you were like, oh my gosh.
Listen, because I roll with receipts. Okay. So I am a very incredulous person. I can say that. I'm like, I got to see to believe. Like, that sounds good, but show me. That's me. It's the Puerto Rican in me. I don't know, guys. Yeah. Right. But so I always roll with receipts. Like, I ain't full of it. Look, screenshot, $5,000 paid in full. Yeah. But here's what's even better about my first paid in full client. It was that my first paid in full client was my friend. My friend.
Right.
My friend. And I need that to sit with you. My friend saw my value. And she didn't say, oh, we're friends, girl. Let me get the hookup.
Or we do it, right? We're like, oh, it's my friend, so I can't charge them. I'm like, you need to charge them more. Because they have all kinds of access to you anyway. But yeah, I think that's powerful, because that anchors something in you. I also remember getting a second message from you, and you're like, I'm going to do Play Big. And then you said, but I have a question. And you might not remember this, but I do, because it sits with me as I watch you grow.
Okay.
Can I do this again?
Yeah.
So that first one was like, yeah, this is amazing. And then immediate thought was like, can I make it happen again? And I was like, of course you can. And then you did.
Girl, I don't know. That was my friend. You know what I mean? Seriously.
And then you did it again. And you did it again in your most recent pull face. What did I just say? Pull face. I just talked about Your most recent paid in full client was a $12,000 client. And then you just put a $20,000 offer on the table without talking about a payment plan. And I'm like, who's this chick? She's not like, can I do it again? She's like, no, this is how I roll. Like, this is her new normal. And so I want to ask you, when you look at yourself and this journey that you've been on, it's only been a few months, right? When you look at yourself over this time frame, what is the real deal behind who you had to become and what you needed to do and let go of? You talked a little bit about, knowing that you're a coach and some things like that, but let's just, because I want people to see, I like to have these conversations, and it's not just about celebrating the money that my clients are making or the wins and the speed, because I love that stuff too. Money loves speed too. Yeah. But I want you guys to begin to see yourself in these stories. And so, Linda, I want to talk about, some of the stuff you had to let go of and shift in order for you to become the type of woman who asked people to pay her in full in the first place.
Absolutely. I've always been very comfortable at taking the stage when someone shares it with me, but wasn't really comfortable creating my own stage and my own platform and owning the hell out of it and saying, I am the expert and you're coming to me because of that. Mm-hmm. Just like you go to the doctor for whatever specialist doctor you need to go see, and standing in that power, knowing that I am the gap for my clients. I had to truly believe that I'm not just a gap when being introduced by Shamika. I'm not just awesome when I'm standing next to Joel Osteen because I translated Lakewood Church. And so really I had to stand on my own, in my own power, and realize that I am awesome, stand alone, not just because I'm standing next to Joel Osteen, or I'm standing next to Shamika, or I'm standing next to Kim Coles, or I'm standing next to whoever, Gary Vaynerchuk in pictures. I am Linda Hales. And you have to truly, no one can give you that value. No one can give you that worth. No, you can't fake that.
Right.
You have to say, yes, I am this.
So if you were to, first of all, I want to ask you why the heck you got a highlighter in your hand?
Because it's my fake microphone. I need a microphone, man.
What is she doing with that highlighter?
I'm like, hello.
Okay, you guys get a sneak peek into how we are in my programs. Okay, focus, Shamika, focus. Linda and that highlighter, you got me sidetracked. Okay, so I want to talk about that. So you just said, like, you had to own your value. So if you had to give people like 2 things to really embodying, like, people are here with me on this call because they believe I can help them because I'm the answer. I am worthy of asking for the $10,000 to $12,000 to $20,000, the $5,000 without having to split it up into 6 payments, right? Or $1,000 a month or whatever. And that there are plenty of people out there who will see that value and actually say yes right on the spot. If you had to give them 2 of the biggest things to look at for themselves from your point of view of what had to happen practically, what would you tell them?
Do it scared. You don't have to believe in gravity in order for you to jump from a tree and fall down. Your belief in gravity does not affect gravity. You will fall. So you don't have to believe that this stuff is going to work. You need to do it.
Yeah.
So do it scared. And you could do it scared. And you could be like, oh my God, that sales call went so crazy. My knees were shaking. Do it.
Right.
And number 2, everyone is always fighting a script. And I promise you that Shamika's not going to give you a script and go repeat this. But there is a process. And everyone is fighting. I don't want to sound salesy. Well, what do you want to sound like? Because you need to learn how to convey your value, and you are resisting it, saying that it's a script. It's not a script. You need to learn how to convey your value so that when it comes out of your mouth, it doesn't sound scripted. So number 1, you need to do it scared. You don't have to believe that it works. You just got to do what your coach says. And number 2, you have to learn the process. You have to practice it. For me, I practiced it in the mirror. I practiced it in my car. I'm driving and I'm practicing telling someone it's $25,000 to work with me. So that when I say it again, it's natural. It's not like, oh my God, I'm going to say $25,000. I'm going to throw up. I'm not going to throw up, boo. You're going to throw up.
Yeah.
Because you're the real deal.
I honestly believe those 2 things are like biggest reasons for a lack of cash flow, right? That fear, right? That fear that what if I tell the person it's 10,000 instead of 5,000, or what if I don't lead with the payment plan and they say no, then I can't recoup it, right? That's all based on a lack mentality. So that fear will drive you. And then the second thing is just no process, right? These are not conversations that you can get on. I've been on some wacky sales conversations where I'm trying to buy and I'm like, so am I buying at any point in time? Like, the people don't tell me how much it is. They're like quiet and they're like, there's all this awkward silence and they're like, okay. I'm like, okay, like, I'm not going to ask you to have me pay you. Tell me what we're doing right now. What do you need to know from me? And I'm already showing on the phone a lot of times sold. And that process takes me out of the sale. And so, yeah, learning to have a framework. Here's what I understand about sales. And I'm so glad that you brought this up, Linda, about having a process and practicing it. Sales is actually about your leadership. right? It's a crash course in who you're being in the world. It's actually about your leadership, your ability to guide people, because they do show up pretty much already sold. They wouldn't be on the phone with you if they weren't interested in what you have. They just want to see what the next step is. And most of you lack leadership in those calls. And so you miss out on sales because something is off to the person and they're like, need to go think about it. Can you send me something? Do you have testimonies? You get all these answers back because your leadership is lacking. And when you grow in your leadership and your ability to guide people and lead them to their decision point, you will actually make a bigger difference in the world and way more freaking money. So get over yourself. Do what Linda said. Practice in the mirror. Practice. Actually, I'm going to give you a tool right now. She's saying she's, repeating over and over again, it's $25,000 to work with me. The key that I want you to give is you need it to sound as simple as saying there's black socks in the drawer.
Yeah.
Right? My phone is in front of me. If you don't feel anything when you say my phone is in front of me, but then when you say it's $25,000 to work with me and you're like, ooh, I feel a little tickle in my stomach or a knot in my throat or whatever, that's, you need to keep doing it. And the place you want to get is there's a water bottle on the table. It's $100,000 to work with me. Right? I can always tell when people aren't confident with their pricing or asking for the money or receiving the money when they stutter about their price points or their offer. And you're likely doing this on your conversation. So thank you for those shifts. Let me ask you another question that I think will be like supportive as we have this conversation with everyone. Mm-hmm. When you look at the biggest breakthrough results, experience that you've created for yourself, just in the time that we've been working together, what's the biggest, I don't want to say result because I don't want to just look at number. What's the biggest outcome you've experienced that you really didn't anticipate? It was kind of like, you got that too, and this to boot. So what would you say that is?
I joined Play Big, and I used to be, again, resisting around group programs. People don't get change in group program, all that crap, right? So I joined Play Big. And what I got from joining Play Big that I did not think I was going to get was there are people in Play Big who are playing in a much bigger field because they've been building their business longer. They offer a different service, whatever it is. They're out here selling $25,000 masterminds, and I am playing in the same playground with them. Mm-hmm. And so we're not just rubbing shoulders together. We're not just there. We're not just dropping names. I'm watching the girls that are playing big. I'm also watching their breakthrough. I'm also watching how they had a limitation around playing big. And when they have their breakthrough, I benefit from it. Mm-hmm. So if, and I'm going to say her name because you're going to interview her. If Audria Richmond had not been making $15,000 paid in full and been making $15,000 sales, it would have taken me longer to feel comfortable also pitching my offer for that, because I'm like, what? She's doing it every week. Oh no, I'm very competitive. I love the healthy competition. I'm like, oh, hell no. I know Audrey out here just doing it. I'm going to do this too. And so it's funny, but the thing that happens that I was not expecting was to grow from playing with Audria Richmond, from playing big with Dr. Avis, from playing big with Lizette, from playing big with Sade Adu, from playing big. And all of us are in our walk, and it's okay. It is not a new level with a new devil. Mm-hmm. It's the same damn devil at every level.
Yeah, that's my saying. New level, same devil.
Yeah, so you get to see everyone's little devil come out to play, and you're like, wow, because you can see everyone else's crap. You never see your own.
Right.
This is why you need a coach to see the blind spots that you don't see for yourself.
I also feel like when you're stepping into doing something like starting to get paid in full sales, this is why community matters, right? Because if you're surrounded by people who also don't believe that this is a possibility for your life, and they're believing the story, that buying into the story that people don't have money right now and everybody needs a payment plan and it's got to be under $500 and $600 or whatever, what happens is that becomes your truth and your reality. You begin to manifest that in the current world that you're in. And so what I've learned also, I think that's such a beautiful way that you explain that, is as I put myself in different circles, I'm around people who are having $100,000 days.
Come on.
It expands my possibility very, very quickly, which is why I love sharing these stories. So if you're isolated and you're alone and you're just trying to be the smart girl doing the work, you're probably what's blocking yourself from getting to that next level, or even believing that it's possible that you could have $100,000 day, week, month, because you only know what you know and what you surround yourself with every single day. What I want to do right now, guys, is I'm just going to look and see if there's any questions or comments. So if you guys have things that are coming up for you, ask, because we're here to answer questions. But I'm going to give you guys some tips really quick about how you can begin to open yourself up to this mindset. So I'm not going to give you like strategy around that. We're going to do it in Game On Live. We're going to talk about how to position your packages so that people don't even bat an eyelash and they're like, let me figure out how to get the money. Sometimes I have to remind people, hey, we can do a payment plan if that'll help you, right? That's like the second, third, fourth place that we go. It's not the first place. They're figuring it out. And I'm like, okay, will it support you if we split this up? I want you to be in that frame of mind. And so I'm going to give you 3 things that you can start to focus on or begin to implement in your life that I believe will support you with that. Because I want this to be a little bit about you getting something that you can take away with as well. And not just, I want you to glean from Linda's story, but I also want you to be in the doing of this. So the first thing I want to give you is don't shrink. It's fear that causes you to jump to the payment plan right away or offer smaller stuff. All right. So let's just talk about payment plans. If you're in a position where you need more cash flow in your business, like I said, if you can bring in, 5, 10, 6, 7, 15,000, 20,000, even 10,000 or $5,000 clients paid in full, your bank account's going to rapidly increase and you're going to get the freedom of choice. You're going to not have to hire people to help you that are not that great at what they do because you're hiring based on price, right? You can get the best of the best. So don't shrink in those moments, right? Don't shrink. If that's what you want, make the offer. It's $10,000. Walk them through the process. And then if it comes up that you need to talk about a payment plan, then talk about a payment plan, but don't jump straight to it. Give people that opportunity. The second thing I want to give you is trust that there are qualified leads all around you. So the biggest thing I run into, and this was with all of my clients, is I don't have anybody around, and this is me and my clients' ways. I don't have anybody around me that will pay me that much money. Right? This is the whiny story that I hear. And I'm like, I look at who you are. Linda's an influencer. All of my clients, like some of the people that she named, they're like big time influencers. They have people all around them that believe that will follow them to the ends of the world. You just haven't made the appropriate offer. So what has to happen inside of you is you have to begin to trust a couple of things. One, that they're all around you and they've been watching for quite some time. Linda said she'd been watching me for 2 years, right? For 2 years. So they've been watching you, and trust the work that you've done to cultivate them to that point, so that when you step into this new, bigger offer, this, hey, I have a program, and not asking people to pay payment plans. Because here's what happens. You look at the people that you've been serving at $500 per month, and you think everybody that's watching you is at that place because that up until now, that is where you've allowed people to pay you. And you believe that you have to build a bigger audience. So or a new audience. And so I want you to understand, remember, there's 2 types of buyers. You just haven't spoken to the highest level buyer yet. You haven't given them an offer they can't refuse. They are there and they're willing to pay you. The third thing I want you to do is believe in abundance. Believe in abundance. Don't buy into the I can't afford it mentality. People do have money to pay. There are over 700 billion people on the planet. Do you mean to tell me you can't find 10 for a program that's willing to pay you $10,000 and pay you in full? I want you to think about that. Just sit with that. 700 billion people on the planet, and you're only looking for what? 20, 30, some of y'all 10, 5, 1. right? That's the thing. You have to believe in the abundance that is available for you and anticipate the yes instead of bracing for the no. Because when you brace for the no, it causes you to go straight to the payment plan. It causes you to go straight to the payment plan. The other thing that bracing for the no does for you is it limits your ability to believe in people's ability to be resourceful and to figure it out for themselves. Linda, I want you to share something, because I want you guys to think about this, how you can support people in this way when it comes to paid in full sales. So the other day you shared a resource that you use with your clients. You don't have to share their full resource, but I want you to kind of talk about one of the things you do to support your clients when they're trying to become resourceful and looking for money.
Yes. So, well, and the reason that resource came was because in my previous life, I used to manage payday loan places. So I've always been very resourceful with the people who need to find money fast. So there are online payday loans as well as credit card companies that you can, give resources to your clients. This is still part of you serving them. I can help you with resources to come up with the money that you need to invest or you want to invest. And so they're very grateful, because a lot of times people are stuck thinking, I got to wait till I get paid, or I got to go do this. Hey, you can go do this right now and go get approved, and let's get it moving.
So, and this isn't a like, ooh, let me go force you to go get a bad credit loan or something like that. Or, it's just when you partner with people and you engage them in their resourcefulness, then they start thinking outside of the box. I've had people show up and say, oh, I have to wait till I get paid on this date. And I'm like, okay, well, if we know the payment is coming, we can set that up right now, right? It's not something we have to wait to follow up on. And so when you start to be resourceful, right, then you're able to help other people become resourceful, and you will watch who shows up in your world. People who are like, you know what? I do want to do this. I've had several clients do this. Well, I've got two things that I've had several clients do, and it's not even because I prodded them to do it. It's just having a resourceful conversation. They're like, hey, I've got to go grab money out of my 401k. It's going to take a couple of weeks. Great. We set that up. I've had people come and they've sold stuff. I've had people come and they have, I was just hearing a story the other day. I was at this event and they were like, yeah, she sold her husband's weave for the down payment for the program. And now they have a multi-million-dollar business with that same coach that she had to sell a weave for, right? Because she knew she needed access to the community and the information and the mentorship that coach was giving. And at that level, it was sell the weave to get the down payment for the program, because we don't have it. And now they're running a multi-million-dollar business off that we money.
Can I share something?
Sure.
A lot of times, and I'm speaking from my perspective, I am a Puerto Rican woman, and my experience with a lot of minority women, Hispanic and Black, we have a different experience in this world. We have different challenges that we faced. And for whatever reason, somewhere along the line, whether it was our parents, church, somewhere, we learned that mentors should be free, or maybe it's part of the church thing, but no one that plays at a big level didn't get there for free. Like, people join country clubs, people join golf communities, people join masterminds. Every time that you look at these clubs, you have to pay to play.
Right.
None of these people are like, oh, you live on Johnson Street, no problem, you get to join for free. No, right. It's a $25,000 fee to join this club. Are you going to pay? The dues are due on this date. And for whatever reason, we think that doesn't apply to us, that people have to mentor us for free, or that we don't have to pay to play.
Right.
You need to go pay to learn what you need, boo, or else you're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody owes you anything. You owe it to yourself. Like, look, this ain't a Grant Cardone thing, but I love how he says success is your duty.
Did you just mention his name?
I know, my bad. Success is your duty. It's your responsibility. Ain't nobody else. Don't nobody owe you anything.
Right.
If you try, look, now the Puerto Rican came out. Don't nobody owe you anything, girl.
Right. So listen, guys, when I say believe in their resourcefulness, that last point that I'm saying is or expect the yes. Expect them to have the money to pay you in full. Be shocked if they don't, and be resourceful if they don't. What's happening is most people brace for the no. Every call you go into, you're already prepping for people not having enough money, so you set yourself up for failure. Some of you have likely experienced this. Looks like I got a little bit of a delay. Some of you have likely experienced this where you have possibly offered someone something and you automatically thought they needed a discount or a lower payment plan. They're now paying you the lower payment plan and they go pay somebody else to go do something or some big trip. And you're like, wait, but I didn't even charge you the full price because I thought this was a situation, right? So what I want you to do inside of yourself is to shift. Because if you want to, the fastest way to get yourself from cash poor to cash flow in your business is to sell, right? To sell a lot and to let people pay you in full, because that's going to get the zeros in your bank account. And so I want you to shift from this bracing from the no, setting people up for long payment plans. I see people do payment plans that extend past their program because your mind just tells you, and I used to be one of those people, guys, don't get me wrong. Your mind just tells you that that's what you need to do. So I want you to shift that from the expectation and the belief in abundance, right? Believing that you are surrounded by people who have the ability to just pay you. If I told you the sheer percentage of my clients who just pay and are not on payment plans, it's light years away from what it used to be when I was charging a third of what I charge right now. A fraction of a third of what I was charging right now. People were asking me for payment plans for $197 back in the day. It was insane, right? Can you split that up in payments? I'm like, no, not today, right? But it's because something inside of me shifted where the understanding, being surrounded by people who are experiencing this every day. There are people out there who pay $50,000 in full all the time for masterminds and coaching programs. Why not me? Because I wouldn't allow myself to receive at that level. So that's what I mean when I say believe in abundance. Shift to believe in the abundance that's actually in the world. Start to take those blinders off of your mind. Not just like, I hope these people are going to pay me in full, but that, yeah, this is the expectation. The payment plan is a courtesy, not a right. Linda.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to tell them?
Yes. I specifically wrote this because I didn't want to forget to say it. I've started by saying that we're not getting the results we want because we don't really know what to do. And then we resist it because, I don't want a script, right? So you have to presence your client's pain point to them on their call. Because like Shamika said, they already came to you basically pre-qualified. They know they like you. They've seen your live stream. They like your way. If you watch my live streams, you already know I tell it like it is. You must like that or you wouldn't even be on this call. You must know that I can get your results. So you're already coming pre-qualified, right? And so the same way that you go to a doctor and the doctor will tell you, I just saw a live stream of a woman that I follow. She had breast implants and they had mold. So she went to the doctor at the beginning of the year and the doctor said, if you don't take these out like in 24 hours, you're not going to be around to tell the story. So they had an emergency 24-hour breast explant to take them out, right? You owe it to your clients to tell them it is your duty to stand in that power and say, if you do not move forward with me today, your price is very great. It's too great for you not to move forward with me today. You know why you're on this call, right? And say that from the bottom of your soul. It's very sincere. It's not a manipulative thing because sales is a service. And the same way that Shamika says, sales is a transferable skill and you know you're a beast when you can do it. This is why I'm talking this way because she's my coach, right? I need to also let my client know this is how the transformation begins right here on the call before you even pay. Your transformation begins with me. And what that looks like is this. Shamika has client case studies like me and others on her website. That looks like my clients that started from $2,000 to $14,000 months. My clients who went from speaking for free to $10,000 speaking gigs. You want that result, right? So it's your duty to show them that. And, you learn to sell from an authentic place that I never thought I would say. these words. You learn to sell with love. Like, I care for you. You need to do this. And when you invest in yourself, this coaching shouldn't even cost you anything. When you invest this now, it's gonna pay so much in abundance.
Right.
You're gonna slap yourself for not doing it earlier.
I love what you said. I mean, you said sales was a couple of things. You said it was service. You said it was love. I like to say sales is like, I want you to sell from your power. I think all of those things are true, and most people don't realize it. They're selling to get, which is why they have a bad relationship with the word sell. I'm never going to call sales enrollment or anything else, because no matter if I enroll you to get to a place or I sell you to get to a place, guess where you still get to the same place. So it's semantics, right? And if you can adjust your relationship to the word, you can actually do the work that's necessary, which is why I said sales is about leadership. It's about the leadership of yourself. It's a transformational process, more for you. When you step into the leader, which is what Linda's talking about, that you were called to be for the people that you're meant to serve, it's no problem to demand of them to make the investment that is required for the next level vision, purpose, result, whatever it is that they are looking for. And you don't have an issue with them investing in you. Like, you're allowing yourself to receive at that level because you're the one that's going to be guiding them. And so it's this conversation with yourself that has to happen first and foremost. Yeah, there's people out there who don't have the money, right? But those aren't the people you're calling forward. If you are calling those people forward, that means there's something in you that needs to shift. Right? I want you to understand and believe that there's so much abundance out there. There's abundance of people who you are assigned to by divine appointment. But the first step for you is believing that it's even possible for a $5,000 paid in full client to happen this week, next week, today, tomorrow, back to back to back like that. A $12,000 client where you're not like shocked, like, oh my gosh, somebody paid me. It's like, no, this is what we do. I want that to become your new normal, but it starts in the mind, and it starts in the heart, and it starts in the spirit, right? And so that's what I'm hoping that we're conveying today. I want to expand what's possible for you, right? Just expanding what's possible. And that is one of the things we're going to be doing in Game On Live, because Game On Live is all about that, right? It's all about, and I'm going to put this little thing up so you guys can see it. One, because I like it. I like my little runner. At Game On Live, the whole point of Game On Live is about you stepping into this whole, blowing your mind with what's possible in your life. The thing that you look at that you're like, man, if I could just do this. I want you to leave there knowing not only that it's possible, but that it's probable. And so I want to make sure that I make an invitation to you. Linda's going to be there. We're going to be hanging out for Game On Live, and an invitation to come, because there's just a few more days left to get the early bird. What's wrong with me not being able to talk today? The early bird investment of $599, which is a drop in the bucket to the transformation that's going to happen in that room. We're going to be in Palm Springs at the Westin. You have until October 5th, which is about 3 days, to take me up on that. We just added rooms to our room block. We sold out our room block, and we have 5 or 4. I don't know if we've got that second one in. I'm just going to say 5. We've got 5 VIP upgrades still left. And the VIP is going to be sold out. And I'm super stoked about that, because I'm doing some stuff for VIP.
You want to be hanging out with me.
And so, yeah, I just want to make a quick invitation to Game On Live. I'm not going to talk about it a lot. You can go to the website, gameonliveevent.com, gameonliveevent.com. Actually, I think I need to change this. Maybe I don't have it there. But when you go there, you'll learn all about the event. We're going to be talking about this and more. We're going to be talking about packaging, pricing, sales, but more so, we're going to be talking about shifting you into the person you need to become to embody your next level, to not only receive it, but to be able to walk in full ownership of it. And for some of you guys, that is just started even charge $5,000. Some of you guys, it's hitting your, first 6 figures in your business. For some of you, it's time for you to go to the millions, but you've been hovering around 200,000, 250,000, and you don't know what's happening. This embodiment, the container needs to expand. And sometimes that expansion happens by being in the room with people who have done it already. right? And so that's what we're going to be doing inside of Game On Live. I just secured an amazing speaker that's going to be coming in training. I can't tell you guys who it is just yet, but you're going to want to be in the room. Super excited about that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Go to gameonliveevent.com. You've got 3 more days for early registration is what I'm calling it. I know I said early bird earlier. Yeah, I don't have the website on there. So oh no, it's there. Gameonliveevent.com is where you want to go with that. I want to wrap this up because I want to release the people to their lives, even though some people are coming and going. Linda, when you think about just what's new for you right now, like you have a new normal. Your normal before was, let me find the clients, and depending on how many clients you had, that was how much money you made per month. You don't have a single client on a payment plan right now, and that's a new normal for you. Every client that you enrolled in the last 2 months has paid you in full. What do you want to share or say to somebody who is where you were and desires to create those types of results for themselves?
I want to share, I was at a place where I was giving people payment plans for $500. That's important. And I was giving people payment plans for $3,000, pay me $1,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I need you to know that people were paying me $99 a week for a $500 thing, like for real. And I'm not throwing shade on any coaches out here, but it's because of some of the coaches that we follow in the online space. They do that, so we think that their business model is ours. Okay. Where I also I was graduating my daughter from high school, transitioning to college. I could have used all of that. Like, I need the money to move. I mean, I can't invest this money. I got to put her in college. I got dorm stuff to buy. All of that was still true when I made the investment, and I was scared. Because I'm like, what if what I said was true? None of it is fake. What if I can't do this again? Right. So I knew that if I don't believe in me, who will? So I'm sorry, what was the question?
That did not just happen. Did that just happen? So my question was, what would you say to somebody who is where you were before you stepped into this journey? Like, what's a nugget, just a word of encouragement, or what would you say to them?
It's so simple. Do it. When I had a full-time job, I would have never even made enough money to invest in this. And now that I work for myself, I've made the largest investment, of my coaching into a coach. Do it. Stop playing with your future. Stop playing with your family's dreams. Stop it. And if you're looking in the mirror and you're feeling bad every day, stop feeling bad and say, I got you, girl. I believe in you. Do this. It's going to work out. When you come to Shamika, when you come to coaches like us, you're done with that. You're like, I know that I'm scared, but I know I got to do this. I don't know what else to say except do it, because you've been repeating. 2018 was a repeat of 2017, was a repeat of 2016, 2019. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You have to do something different to get a different result. And it's going to require a different you to step up. And if the goal doesn't scare you, if the investment doesn't make you want to throw up, then you didn't do it high enough. You're not, you didn't.
So I just want to say this, guys. I love what you said about the old script, right? The old script running. You can't let fear run the show. If you want more paid in full high-end sales, start asking for them. Give people the opportunity to pay you in full. Who you are right now and the stories that you're believing about what's possible for yourself right now it's creating whatever result you currently have, right? It's the script that's running. It's how you see yourself now. You see yourself as somebody who needs to put people on a payment plan. You see yourself as somebody who has up and down money months. You see yourself as somebody who's earning at this level. When the way you see yourself shifts and the stories you tell yourself begin to shift, the results that you create will begin to shift. And that's just the bottom line. Like I said, this is now Linda's new normal. There is no other alternative. She's not even thinking about it the other way anymore. The other day she said, I'm going to put a $20,000 offer out there. And in my head, I was like, did you offer her a payment plan?
Girl, no.
because it's still an option, right? So this is the new normal. That's what you want. When you shift, you want this new way of being, thinking, asking, receiving to be just the thing that happens, as opposed to the exception, right? To the normal default of people telling you they can't afford it, people needing long drawn out payment plans. I promise you it's waiting for you on the other side, but the shift happens on the inside. So if you didn't hear the 3 reasons why I gave earlier and the 3 things that I want you to focus on moving forward to start to get more paid in full high-end sales, go back, take some notes, and let this sit with you, because we've been going back and forth between story and kind of a little bit of training. I promise you that the things I teach may seem simple. I simplify a lot of things, as I'm the queen of simplification, right? That's what I'm able to do. It may seem so simple that you might dismiss or discount its power. It's powerful. Look at your life, look at your business model, look at your sales conversations, and begin to look at how you can begin to shift them into this new way of being so that it becomes your new normal. Okay? All right, guys, we're going to take off. Don't forget, Game On Live event is November 6th, 7th, and 8th. And there are about 38 tickets available, 5 VIP. Yeah! It's going to be fire. All right, love, we're going to take off. I will see you guys next Tuesday. I don't even know what I'm talking about yet, but I think I have it in my notes. But I'll see you guys on Tuesday. We're kicking off with this fall kickoff. Is that what I called it? Yeah. Yeah, it's the fall kickoff because it's the end of the year. It's the last year of the decade. Like, this is your last quarter of the decade. And so I wanted to do this kickoff series. And so I'm going live a couple of times a week. I'm bringing clients on to share with their stories and teach a little bit. And I'm going to do a big series the end of the month to really like put this thing into high gear. It's called Raise Your Game. And that's going to lead us right into Game On Live. It's my gift to you. Show up so you can show out in your business. Okay. All right, loves. I'll talk to you later. Mwah. Bye.